Well, I know me and you have done some things together, worked for some people, and I know what kind of business you're in, and it's very high stakes. And based on everything that I know, there is somebody that is working actively with the cops in the Faceless.
What the makes you say that?
There's been a lot of instances in the past about 2 weeks where there was a mission we had to go on. It was me, Brandon, and one other. And Brandon, asked the boss to swap places with me. We were at two different locations. The boss told him no. He then, an hour before, goes against the boss and asks to switch with me. I tell him no. Exactly where he suggested that I was is exactly where he got caught by the cops. Didn't shoot anybody, was caught before the mission really even started, and just threw his hands up and said, "That's it." And that, I get it. Maybe he got caught. Whatever. It's his problem that the mission failed. So, as has been said to you, has been said to me, said to everybody, blood will be spilled if you are responsible directly for a failure. And he knew that. He knew what he was about to have to go do. And he went into interrogation. And I'm telling you, we went to, an island, and his body barely hit the floor. I'm walking away, and the marshals are already there. Already class twos trying to gun us all down. So he told the marshals that there was going to be a meeting, and he told the marshals where it was going to be, because he claims they followed him, which I don't buy at all, because we've never had a meeting right after somebody gets out. It's just never been like that. It's always been the next day, the next week. It's not at the usual time. It was way later. There's no way that they could have followed him there. It's that, plus Charlie also thinks the exact same thing I do. I also get a call from Brian Knight, which, granted, this could be Brian Knight stirring. Don't get me wrong. It could be, saying, as I'm still there, right after they caught Brandon, calling me, telling me to leave the sniper, because we all had snipers, leave the sniper and come to meet me. Are you busy? He knew I was busy. He knew what I was doing. It's just all the coincidences lining up. And then for 2 days ago, I have to do something. Brandon knew about it. He was in the room when this whole thing was being planned. We had to watch a convoy, get pictures, get information about where they're putting things. And I am not doing anything illegal. I am just in the area. I'm a person of interest. They're arresting me immediately. They're drawing guns on me. The other person I was with that he knew was there also immediate was drawn guns on. It's not normal shit from the marshals. They were tipped off that we were there.
So, run me through the meeting you did a couple of weeks ago, or not the meeting, the mission you did a couple of weeks ago where Brandon got caught. Who was on that mission from start to finish? Who was at the meetings?
The only person that would have known where everybody was me and him. There was another person named William that was there, but I know for a fact he didn't say anything to the cops, because the reason I know is Brandon, because he wanted me to switch with him. So he wanted me exactly where he was so the cops would find me, because he got found before. He wanted me to switch. He immediately, when he offered to switch, I said, I know LSI better than anybody else. He immediately took me to Fort Zancudo, and we were talking about where he could sit, and he was telling me where I should sit at Fort Zancudo, which is exactly where he got caught. He was trying to get caught, because even Charlie told him, you can't put your car in Fort Zancudo. They're going to know you're there. They know who you are. And he did exactly that. He put the car in there. They saw the car. They knew exactly where he was. He went against everybody's advisement of what to even do, or what to even closely do in this mission, to get caught immediately. Not even shoot. He wasn't even set up. He set up before the plane even landed, because we were trying to hit somebody before they got on a plane. He didn't even wait for the plane. He was just in open view, silhouetted on a rooftop. And then for the cops to show up, I think I actually do know why. He doesn't have a statute of limitations. I think Brian Knight came to him and said, listen, I'm going to give you life in prison, or you're going to flip, because he's really looking at life. If he's been a part of, this many missions, whatever. And every time I get charged, I just get sent up immediately. They'll let him go. Almost every time they just let him go. They say, oh, we're adding it to the investigation, adding it to whatever. I think he let it build up so long that it's either you work for us or you're going to go to prison for life.
This is crazy, because I fell out with Brandon because he got pressed that one of my boys called him a rat, essentially.
I was there. I didn't believe it at the time. I even told Charlie, I said, I don't think he would have done that. I think he might have messed up. But it was too many instances back to back to back. And every single time in the past 2 weeks, anytime I've done anything for them, I've gotten burned. I've gotten, guns drawn at me. They knew who I was. They knew exactly where I was going to be. They knew everything about what we were doing. It's not like they just happened upon me. They're like, oh, what are you doing here? They're like, you're a person of interest. Get out of the car. We're going to shoot you. And it's never been like that. And anytime he hasn't been involved, it's not like that.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, you're good.
Yo.
Can you start noting down who calls you asking for deagles?
Yes. I'm going to guess this is going to tie into what I was going to speak to you about.
And I have a follow-up. Has Leon from Cyprus ever called you asking for deagles?
No, I usually do it for like George and them.
Okay.
But I'm guessing that you've got wind of what's been going on.
Yeah, there's some. I'm in the middle of a conversation, but I want us to start, and this goes to everybody who does this shit, not just you. I want everyone to note down who's asking for stuff, because
Well, yeah. Or whoever it is has already given SK up. So you know.
yeah, I know. But what's just the whole today's just weird because I get a tip off that Brian Knight knows about SK.
Yeah.
While I'm getting that tip off, I've been called to a meeting by somebody else to tell me that there's a snitch. And before I get to that meeting, I get a call from Leon from Cyprus, who I've only ever spoke to once in my whole life, asking to buy deagles off me.
Yeah, he's not someone I usually go with. I've spoken to him, but he's not. But just to let you know, because I'm guessing he hasn't told you, because of memory issues. Brian approached SK.
Okay, we need to
that's
meet
how
after
we know
this
that Brian knew.
conversation.
Yeah.
How many
We'll do
deagles
it
do
in
we
person.
have?
Barely any. We don't even have enough for the gang right now. You want to try and like sting the sting kind of thing?
I want to sell him deagles, but actually have the deagles, because if he's genuinely trying to buy them, I want to sell them to him. Yeah, but he might. You know, I don't know. I'm overcooking. Let me just finish this meeting and then we'll link up after.
After doing this cargo, let's meet in person, because Brian said something to me when he was doing the treason shit about this shit too. So I'll speak to you about that off the phone, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye. Okay. See, this is where shit gets a bit dodgy for us, because I don't know how. I know you're involved in all the stuff that I'm involved in, but do you supply anything?
Not currently, no. That's why I wanted to make sure you knew, because I know you can get caught up with some heavy shit.
Yeah, so right now we don't have anything to supply, but we are constantly getting called every day from different people looking for shit. So I'm gonna start getting my boys to like log who's asking for what.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just be very careful, when you get the shit,
Well, my main
on your
concern
A game
now
pretty
is
much.
with this going on is who's new asking for stuff, because we've obviously supplied to gangs for the past months with no issues. Like, we would have the people we deal with all the time. So my radar straight away would be going towards people that don't normally approach us.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. If they're trying to use a random person to kind of establish that connection, for sure.
Because if Brandon has told Brian everything, then Brian is now going to need evidence of what Brandon's told him.
Exactly.
And Brandon knows more about us than anybody else, realistically. Weren't you super close to Brandon?
I was. At one point I was, but we kind of went separate ways. I kind of didn't like how, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of the shit that happened with y'all about the whole rat situation. I kind of didn't like how that transpired, and I was like, I gotta distance myself and kind of get away from this whole situation and just go my own way.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's very, very surprising shit, but I mean, it's getting tough out there with the new marshals. I mean, they're trying to get evidence on everything and everybody.
Can't trust no one.
That's how it is. I thought there were certain people you could trust, but at this rate, there's nobody. You never know.
Yeah, it is silent. Shit. I'm assuming the boss man knows.
He does. I mean, Charlie's been very vocal about it. That's for sure. He's fully convinced, and some of the stuff you brought up, he's got a point. It's kind of the same shit I brought up. It's everything happening one after the other. It's not a coincidence. There's no way you get that many in a row with everything he's involved in.
Yeah, so I agree. He probably did crack under a threat Funny enough, I did hear through somebody else that Brandon thinks he's facing life.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. They kind of release him for everything because he has no statue. It's just we'll charge you later, and then I mean, you let that shit build up for as long as you did. You're gonna get faced with life, or
Why did they
you
do
know,
that?
anybody can waive their statute.
Yeah, but why would he do that? I'm not.
Thinks he's smarter than he is. That's about what I think. Thinks he's smarter. Thinks he's clever. And because before the people we were dealing with before this whole new marshals and shit, I mean, they never did anything. They didn't do all. But now that it's changed, Brian, Ruth, all them. I mean, you got to be very careful about everything.
Yeah. So if he's fuck, bro. Okay. If he's sung to Brian, I think Brian's next move would be to obviously he knows everything. He needs to prove everything, and then to me that would
that'd
be
next logical.
let me approach people I trust that wouldn't raise flags, like in the criminal world, get them to, I don't know, wear wires, set up sting operations for guns, and get the proof that way.
Pretty much.
Okay. So how the fuck do we find out who he's got? Because it's got to be more than just Brandon now at this point.
I don't know. It's hard because it's been going on for so long.
Yeah.
That I mean, there's so many people that know things.
This is the issue too, right? There was a lot of people involved in the Faceless shit. Obviously, some people not as involved as others, but a lot of people have been around that table. It's gonna be difficult to crack down
For sure.
I wonder. I'm sure the boss is cooking up his own thing, but I wonder would he be open to giving us a list of people that have always like a list of anyone that stepped foot inside the echelon that could possibly be involved in the PD's operation.
My thinking is it doesn't even have to be somebody who's like stepped into the echelon. It could literally just be, these people buy from all these people, they know who sells what, and they have that information. So that's one part of it, and they have somebody else who knows the back end of it, like Brandon. I mean, that's two different sides of it. All they need is really the concrete burden of proof to prove it all.
Which would be set up
sting
gun deals and
operations, shit
sting
like that.
operations.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, we've got some investigating to do then, because yeah, okay, I've got some cooking to do.
Yeah, just figured you should know that. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
get
appreciate it.
really
I mean, funny enough, as you called me, I was being told about some of this, but I was only told that Brian Knight knows everything. I'd known the person who was telling me didn't know who told him or who was snitching, or at this point I just thought to myself, right, someone's snitching, and then you called me to tell me this. So the timing was funny, to be honest.
Jesus. I guess you got your answer.
Yeah, at least part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the heads up. If you find out anything more, let me know. If I can,
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna try do some digging, and I might try and figure out some shit. If I find stuff out, I'll let you know. But I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it'll be pretty tough to find out anything before somebody gets busted for some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then that, I mean, you can kind of do the trail backwards, but before that, it's gonna be real hard.
Yeah, but even then, if one person gets busted bad, that could be a domino effect on all the rest of us too.
Oh, of course. Yeah, just be I can just be careful about it, I guess. That's all I can really be.
Yeah. It's not great that it's Brandon of all people that snitched though, because he
yeah, he's been in this shit heavy.
Yeah, and he's been involved with us heavy too.
Oh yeah.
I never fully trusted it. There was something about Brandon. There was always something about him that meant I could never fully trust the guy. And I said this months ago. It was his whole vague, I always have something else going on persona. I literally said this months ago, that there's something about him that makes me not fully trust him, even when he was in my gang.
I never thought I'd go this way, but I mean, it just really shows that anybody can switch up whenever. I thought he was fully on that shit, but I guess not.
The last conversation I had with him is I told him he moved like a snake. And he said, I ain't no rat. And I said, I'm not calling you a rat. I said, you're moving like a snake. Untrustworthy. You'll do anything you can to survive type shit. And I guess...
Yes, you were
I
right
guess
about
he's
that.
proved me right. And he didn't like when I called him that, but f me, has he... He hasn't done a lot to
Sure has proven
avoid that.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, okay. Well... I appreciate the heads up. I'm going to go meet one of my boys now and try and figure it out from our end.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. I'll let you know if I know anything.
Yeah, same goes, bro. So, here's Here's why I'm sus of Leon, because normally we get they. Evening, Charlie.
Boys, how are you?
I've been
Not
better.
too bad. How about yourself?
I've been better, to be honest, but
You still out there, keep some tabs on the fellow assets for you guys at their meeting.
Yeah, I was kind of updating about the Brandon situation.
I see. Yes, it looks like we have a potential rat among us, but don't worry. Hopefully your answers will be revealed very shortly.
yeah,
I have to call you back.
not ideal, that's for sure. But I'm
It's
not
not.
surprised.
You give a man everything to become powerful. You give a man things that are bigger than gangs and crews, and one day he wakes up with a moral compass, is what it seems. Too scared that he's part of something that could potentially be ending the entire city. Then why do it in the first place? I do it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it kind of does, because Brandon always seemed like the type of guy, if you applied enough pressure, he'd eventually crack, and it seems like that's what he did. The problem now is, I think there's going to be more people involved, because if Brandon's told the cops everything he knows, the cops are now going to have to try and find proof of everything, right? They might already have some, but I think they're going to have people planted trying to buy guns off the likes of ourselves and set up sting operations to try and bust people and get solid evidence of it.
Let me ask you a question.
Go on.
You don't really interfere with people's businesses and how they operate. For example, one of our rifle plugs are completely anonymous. No one knows this man is a plug. Others are very, like Aubrey, very out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it very known that the Manor, STE, Sparky, DJ are class 1 plugs?
Yeah, it's relatively known.
Be very careful. Be sheltered.
Yeah, that was my next step. I'm gonna start noting down everyone who attempts to buy off us. Obviously, right now we don't have anything to sell, but if there's any,
You had anyone contact you over the last couple of days?
I had Leon from Cyprus call me an hour ago looking for deagles, and I've never sold him a gun.
I'd be very careful about that one.
Why?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't trust that guy one bit.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you 2 things, actually. Leon Edwards, for some reason, is always near the echelon. Leon Edwards, for some reason, likes to give the boss intel on cameras. About a month ago or 2, he gave a notebook of a location of a camera, saying somebody's watching this warehouse. At that time, that warehouse is very unknown to a lot of people. The only people that knew about that warehouse was in fact Cyprus, was in fact Cuddles, Irish, and Misha. I think we both know none of them will be going down that road when it comes to planting cameras. Irish, he failed a mission. His blood spilled for it. Do I think he's gonna continue to awake the hidden beast? I doubt it. That's strike 1. Strike 2 was always around the echelon for some odd reason. Nobody knows why. It's like he wants us to reach out to him. Strike number 3 was last night. Correction, 2 nights ago. I was doing surveillance on Brandon. He was having a meeting with Edgar at Jetsam Docks. Whatever else was there.
Leon Edwards.
I was taking out Leon. For some odd reason, he was at one of his houses in Cyprus. He then walked all the way back to where they parked their cars. He then got his binoculars out, looking directly at Brandon and Edgar. He then decided to go to some Southside house. He then decided to go on a bridge, parachute from the bridge all the way to the docks. He then got into a random ass car, and then proceeds to ocean dump it in front of Brandon and Edgar. I have no idea why or what the that man is doing, but I would stay very clear from that man.
Or I could do the complete opposite, Charlie. He wants to buy guns off me. He wants to try gather some evidence or set up a sting operation on me. I can flip the deck pretty easy. Set up a deal. Don't bring any guns. Kidnap him. Go from there.
Wait, say that again. One more time. I have my radio clicking off.
I said I could do the complete opposite. He wants to buy guns off me. I could set up a deal. Don't actually bring guns. Kidnap him. Flip the deck a bit.
I like that. You see, it seems like you understand how we operate there, Steve. And this will make sense. I mean, hopefully this has already made sense, but when you deal with the Faceless, nothing is as ever as it seems. Just like that, Leon thinks she's going to a gun mule, or you're about to get kidnapped. I have another question. A man named Dante. You know him?
Dante Rivers? I know him a bit.
Interesting. Keep tabs on him. I think he's going to be raising his fate very soon.
Okay.
You see, one thing I'll never understand is people that are inside this criminal underworld one day wakes up and wants to snitch on the organization that is running the entire criminal underworld. Why are you a criminal? Doesn't make sense to me.
People often tend to take the easier paths, go the route that'll benefit them the most, or at least what they think will benefit them the most. That's why I think Brandon cracked, because back when, you know, when his business partner died and his ship got taken by the police, Brandon was convinced then that yourself and the boss and everyone involved would kill him then and there, and he obviously got given a second chance. So I think he knew he was on thin ice. So when the pressure was put on from Marshall's side, whether it was a life imprisonment charges, whatever they brought to him, I think in his eyes at that point, he saw it best fit to go that route, because if he made any more mistakes with this organization, he was dead.
Let's just say the boss, Frank, and I, and a few other assets have something to hopefully unravel. The Brandon really is a rat, because the Faceless, as you know, we don't deal with uncertainty. To make sure when we do things, it's 100% certain. Now, Brandon may look like a rat. To me, he does. To me, he is. But I do what the boss says, and the boss needs to be certain. So there may be something that we can do to that out. No pun intended this week. And if he is truly a rat, I will get every single gang, including yourself, line up in a circle, have this man in the middle, and everybody puts one bullet into his brain. Let's see how someone survives that.
Sounds good to me.
You see, the PD did a execution the other day.
I heard about that.
I'll show what a real execution looks like. By the way, it's funny. The man that executed was trying to get rid of corrupt DOJ officials. Looks like the PD helped us. Be careful, Steve. I'll see you soon, Fred.
See you soon.
See you soon, mate.
God damn. Well, shit. Hey, stay safe, man.
You too, bro. You too. Bro, I heard the footsteps and I was like, oh. I was so pleased to see Charlie and not Brian Knight, bro. Oh my god.